Hi guys, I'm kind of doing an impromptu live demo. My name is Sue Wade. I am a member of the Potter People Jewelry Group, otherwise known as Puddinghead Lead Lickers. So I wanted to show you guys how I make my little trinket dishes and how they came about. I was looking through the group page last week, and one of the other members, Vivian Hebel, I hope I said that right, Vivian, had displayed her little dishes that she made, and I just fell in love with them. And I thought, I really wanted to make some too, but I don't have the dish formers that fit on the hydraulic press. So I have a dinky homemade press, and someday when I grow up, maybe I'll be able to get an original Potter press. But right now, my little dinky one has to do it for me. So I got to thinking, what could I possibly make these from with what I have? And I started pulling out the stuff and found that I could make them. And I put some little rolling mill patterns on here on both sides to give it some texture, and I really like it. I was pleasantly pleased when I saw how many people were interested in me doing a demo, and I didn't make any specific time for it, but I thought, well, if you catch me live, that's great. If not, you can always watch this on the replay. So this is actually quite simple, a quick demo, and I'll show you how I do it. If you have any comments or questions, I will try to keep up and answer, if I can. So what I'm using, first and foremost, is I have a 3-inch Powder USA circle pancake die, and I have the contained urethane set. It's a 3-inch container and puck. I'm not sure of the diameter, but I have 2 of them, and this one is a little bit softer than the other one, so I would just have to guess what that is. But at least on the website, when I was looking, I think they offered like 75 and 90. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe this is 75, but Kevin would probably know. And then it comes with a pusher that goes on top. So the opening of my press is very, very short. I don't have the luxury of being able to mount the bracelet formers that Kevin was selling, and I guess he's going to make them again. But if I can modify my press somehow to make those fit, I would really like to try that. This gives a flat bottom to my dish. Kevin did a little video yesterday, and his were rounded. It doesn't make any difference. It's just really what is pleasing to you. So what I do, I'm going to turn the camera down, and you can see my stuff here. Now, normally, I don't anneal the copper, but I did anneal it in this case because I'm going to be adding some texture from these rolling mill papers. These are from Rolling Mill Resources, and Gwen carries a real nice variety of different patterns. So I'm putting one on the top and one on the bottom, and I'm going to press it that way. So because I'm doing the 2 paper patterns, I thought maybe annealing it would be a good idea. So I did that for my other ones, and it seemed to work out just fine. But normally you would not put annealed metal in a pancake die, but actually going through the rolling mill hardens it a little bit, so I did not have any difficulty with that. So mill hardens it a little bit. Let me turn this down. Boy, I'm bad. Okay, I just wanted to see what you guys are seeing, so I turned on my laptop and I had the volume on. So anyway, what I am doing to get this centered, centering it is the most difficult part. And this is really easy. So what I did was I also have this magnetic pusher from Potter USA, and it has magnets on both ends. And if you have one of these, you certainly can use it, but make sure you put this other little end on it. Otherwise, you're going to get two impressions in the bottom of your little trinket dish, and I don't think you'll be happy with that. So, you know, make sure that you use this other little piece on here. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to do the rolling mill part. I'm going to roll my pattern first and get that on there. And I'm going to use a piece of foam. I don't know that that's entirely necessary for this, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. So I'm going to go to the rolling mill, which is behind me. And I don't know if you can see, yeah, I guess you can see that. I'm going to roll this through and get my pattern. I don't have a camera person, so I have to do this on my own. So hopefully you can see. Okay, so I'm rolling it through. And you can use these patterns a few times, depending on how you're using it. But this came out really nice. It's got a spiral pattern on one side, and then kind of a, they call this a root tip cross section pattern on the other side. And that significantly hardened up the wire. Okay. So now I'm going to take my my metal and I'm going to insert it in the pancake die. Okay, so I've got that lined up. Normally I would like to have a little bit more material, more copper on either side of these, just to make sure that it doesn't get stuck. Because that can happen. It shouldn't happen, but it can happen. So if you have a little extra material on each side, that will be helpful. All right, now I'm going to pick up my camera and walk over to the press. So hopefully I won't get you guys motion sick. I need minions. Okay, let's see here. All right. So now let's see if I can get in position. This is my little homemade press that my girlfriend's husband made for me. He didn't really know anything about making presses, but his wife insisted that he should make one for me. So he figured it out and he made one, but it's small. But I'm still grateful. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. Let's see here. I want to put my magnetic pusher up here on top. I want to make sure that I center my pancake in the middle there. Boing. And this is such a large pancake die that sometimes it takes one more press. There we go. Just to break through that other little end. Okay, so there's my scrap. And here's my piece. Pattern on both sides. And now we're going to go back to the table. All right. And I would normally go cut this little tab off. I'm going to do something that really I wouldn't recommend, but because I'm doing this here and I don't have all my stuff available easily, this little tab that's on here, right here, I'm just gonna snip. I'm not gonna get real close to the edge because if you do, your shears will kind of warp the metal, make it kind of wavy. So I'm just gonna snip a little bit off. And then I'll sand the remainder of that little nub off of there. And this might take a little bit longer than I would like. I'm just using a nail file because that's what I have right here. I didn't think this out ahead of time. I'm sometimes a little impulsive and don't think things out very well. So what you see is what you get. So, all right. I should have had one prepared already, so that way we could just go right to that. But I didn't think about it. That's where the pudding head comes in. Just a minute, let me grab another file. All right. I would like to get this all off because I don't want it to interfere with the ruffling that's going to occur. This is called makeshift metalworking. Woo. Just trying to get it down quickly. So please don't grade me on my technique. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Hey, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Let's see if I can get this down here. I better switch holders. Hang on a minute. Pardon my hand. I'm always screwing something up. Technology is not my thing. Okay. All right. So this is the important part if you want to have an even spaced little ruffle around here. You take your little 2-inch die here and measure out 1/2 inch. You want to make sure that it's centered at 1/2 inch all the way around. And I eyeball a lot of stuff. I have to admit that because it's the truth. I try to be as precise as I possibly can. And sometimes it's not so precise. Then I'm going to take my Sharpie marker and I'm going to trace around this little whatever you call it. Okay, so then I have my circle all the way around here. Now I'm going to put it in the container and put my copper and try. This is a little tricky, but you have to try to get this as centered as possible. And then I'm going to put my little piece down here, make sure that I'm all lined up, and then I'm going to move back. I should have left this just in that little holder that I had. Sorry guys, a one-person show. Okay, all right, so I'm going to carry this over to the hydraulic press. I'll make sure that it is all together before I actually press it. Let's see here. All right, I think that's good. So I'm going to take my spacer out because I don't need it, and I'm going to take this magnetic one out because I don't need it. And you can see I don't have a lot of depth going on here. So I'm going to make sure this is straight because I've been moving around. And I'm going to place this back inside and pray to the metal gods that it works. And I want to make sure that I'm dead center. And I'm going to pump it up a little bit. And when I start to feel some resistance, I'm going to take it out and look at it. And it's, I don't think you can see it, but it's starting to ruffle up a little bit. I just wanted to see where I was at. I'm trying not to disturb the centering. A little bit more. You can see that that's getting ruffled there. I'm going to go for just a little bit more. I don't want to put so much pressure on it that the bottom breaks through. I haven't had that experience, but I have a feeling that that could happen. So I don't want that to happen. Oops. So there you go. It's got a nice flat bottom on it. If you get too much ruffle, higher ruffles than you want, you can put that back in the press on a, here's my spacer here. I can put that back on here and then just pump it down and then just kind of flatten it a little bit, and the ruffle won't be so high up if you don't like that. Just took it down a little bit. Nice flat bottom. And that's all there is to it, guys. Then I would, what? Goodbye. Then I would take some steel wool and clean off that Sharpie marker that's in the crease. And then make sure everything's nice and smooth. And then I would patina it. the ones that I did previously, I just put in liver of sulfur. I didn't do anything fancy with it, but it really made that pattern pop. It's just a nice pattern. So there you go, guys. Easy peasy. So if you don't have the dish formers, you can do it this way if you have the urethane. Kevin also used it yesterday without the contained cup. So it can be done that way as well. I guess it's just a matter of what you have and how much you want to experiment with it. But I am ordering a set of the dish formers, and I'm going to see if I can make them work. I'm really hoping that they do, because I would like to get the higher sides. Although Kevin did show yesterday how you can get the flat sides as well. So if you didn't see that video from yesterday, I'd advise you to go ahead and check that out, because there's a lot of good information. So thanks for watching, you guys. Hope to see you some other time, and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.